Hi there, I'm back to talk to you about something that I know lots of you want to know. What are the minimum quantities you can do in production? When you approach a factory, you need to ask them, what are the minimum quantities you can do? Of course, you need to know with yourself what kind of brand are you doing? What's your approach? How many pieces do you expect to sell? Are you a high volume brand that needs low prices, or you're a smaller design brand where you want a few pieces made? So you need to figure out who you are, what you want to do before you approach the factory. But it's very important that you have this discussion with the factory from the start. Because when you go to production, it makes no sense that you want to produce 100 pieces per color and they say that you need to produce 1,000 pieces. So take the discussion right away from the start. There are many factories around Europe that has low minimums, whereas there in Far East are more factories with a higher minimum. If you want really good prices, I would suggest that you go to the Far East. On the other hand, there are other things that come on top of the price, like shipping, things like that. So try and figure out what kind of brand you are, where do you want to sell, and what are your price points. Then you would know how much you can actually sell. When you're talking to the factory about minimum quantities, be honest with them. Don't try and tell them that, oh, you're gonna do this much and get a very low price. And then in production, you're not gonna reach those minimums. Spend your energy being honest with them. Tell them where you are, what phase are you at. Are you building your brand? You're gonna do this or that. Your strategy is this. You have this many followers on Instagram or whatever. But explain to them the way you want to build your brand. Make them believe in your brand. Sell the idea to the factory, because in most cases, if the factory is convinced that you can grow as a brand, they will want to grow with you. When dealing with the manufacturer, don't oversell yourself. Don't try and tell them that, oh, you're gonna do this much and get a very low price. And then in production, you're not gonna reach those minimums. Spend your energy being honest with them. Tell them where you are, what phase are you at. Are you building your brand? You're gonna do this or that. Your strategy is this. You have this many followers on Instagram or whatever. But explain to them the way you want to build your brand. Make them believe in your brand. Sell the idea to the factory, because in most cases, if the factory is convinced that you can grow as a brand, they will want to grow with you. Another important thing about minimums and where to put your production, what country to place your production in. You would have to consider, like I said, what kind of brand are you? If you are a small, mid-sized brand, maybe still trying to figure out what you want to do, find a place with low minimums, because you need the flexibility. You need to be able to make a production, sell it, figure out, oh, it's not exactly like that, I want to go another way, or, don't spend all your money on huge stock just because you want a low price from Far East or a factory with a high quantity production. So keep it simple, take it slow, figure out what you want to do. So I'm a big fan of factories with low quantities. I'm a big fan of factories close to where you live, because it's more flexible and you will not tie up too much money from the start. To sum up, when you talk about minimums with a factory, what you need to figure out with yourself is how important is flexibility, low quantities versus price, high volumes. You need to figure out what is the most important for you. If you're a small brand, go with flexibility, low quantities. If you are a huge brand with a lot of money behind you, you need to focus maybe on the better price points, then go with a place with high quantities and low prices. I think that's it for now. This about quantities, about minimum production quantities. So till next time, see you.